The hospital is never exactly a fun time. I mean, first you have to get through the long waiting rooms, which on a nice day are usually packed, and then you sit down and some dude wearing a face mask is coughing and sneezing all over the place, and you see people from ambulances being rolled in with some gnarly injuries. And then there's those people waiting in line in the ER for something that's not even that serious, but the people that you're about to watch are on an entirely different level. Like, you see what they did to themselves, and it's just like, how? These people are at the hospital for reasons that not even we here at Top 5 Central could seem to explain. So sit back, relax, as we count down the top 5 dumbest reasons people went to the hospital. Right now, like this video for guaranteed good health, and also subscribe to be notified whenever we upload a video. With all that said, let's start with number 5. Anyone who lives with someone of a different gender will know that arguments about leaving the toilet seat up or down happen all the time. The thing is, it might seem like a pretty dumb issue, but it can actually have some serious consequences. Like, this woman's husband left the toilet seat up and she didn't notice, so when she sat down, she fell right in. Not just that, but she got stuck, and she was stuck so long that she started to swell up. Obviously, that made it too painful to just pull her out, so they had to transport her to the hospital, and the toilet had to come with her. Yeah, you heard it right. She was put in the ambulance, still in the toilet, and rolled into the ward the same way. She was fine, but her injuries were nowhere near as funny as the situation. I mean, she was super dehydrated and couldn't even feel her legs. There was even a risk of blood clots, which is a really serious injury for such a stupid mistake. So I guess the moral here is to always be careful to put the seat down for ladies, gentlemen. I mean, come on, it's not that hard. But just to be safe, you might want to at least double check before you sit down to do your, business. Number 4. Have any of you seen the movie Matilda? Well, if you have, you'll know that there's a scene where she glues her dad's hat to his head. It's pretty dumb, but this is even dumber, because not only does it happen in real life, but the poor guy does it to himself. The story goes like this. The guy went out for Halloween and tried to fabric glue a hat to his bare head. The thing is, it wasn't sticking as much as he'd like, so he ended up going for something a wee bit stronger. To be fair, he did know that supergluing a hat to his head was a terrible idea, but for some reason, he decided to do it anyway. You could probably guess what happened next, but the next day, it just wouldn't come off, and he ended up in the emergency room to get it off. Thankfully, half of it kind of came loose a little bit, but the other half was stuck real good. Even worse, there was nothing the doctors could actually do. You just had to wait 2 or 3 days for it to come off on its own.
Sean Murtagh and his partner Lee are in A&E after Sean took last night's fancy dress theme a step too far.
I dressed up for Halloween last night and superglued this hat to my head.
Yes, you did hear him right. He superglued a hat to his head.
Number 3. Okay, admit it, most of you watching this have had at least one karaoke session in the kitchen, whether that's singing along to the radio or busting out a tune while making breakfast. But I'm guessing none of your on-the-spot concerts have gone as badly as this guy's did. Here's what happened. He was slicing up a pizza to eat while watching X Factor, and then his favorite song started playing on the TV. He just had to dance and sing along, so he needed a microphone, and you'll never guess what he decided to use. Okay, you know what? Actually, I lied. You probably know exactly where this is going. Of course, he picked up the 10-inch knife he had been using to cut up the pizza and started swinging it around. Even worse, during a super dramatic dance move, he somehow managed to stab the knife into one side of his leg and then right out of the other. You'd think that would be enough to make him go to the hospital, but no. He stayed home all night and only went in the next day. I mean, he was fine, but it meant a lot of cleaning and checking that could have been avoided, which meant a lot more pain. Number 2. Most people have done something dumb while drunk, and getting hurt after one too many drinks is nothing new either. With that said, this drunken injury isn't as normal as tripping over on the way out of the bar. It's both more serious and more hilarious. Now don't worry, she ended up being fine, but things were almost a lot worse. Basically, this girl came home from a night out with a group of friends and decided to show everyone her great pole dancing skills. I mean, just from that you could tell what's gonna happen. Things were going fine, but after hanging upside down for a little bit too long, she lost her grip and fell. Even worse, she fell directly onto her head, causing a bunch of pain in her shoulders, neck, and back. Obviously, doctors were very worried that her spine had been damaged, and there was even a chance that she could be paralyzed by her injuries. Thankfully, after 2 hours of x-rays, she got the all clear and was sent home with just some painkillers and a very, very sore neck. It was still a super close call though, and a good reminder that even if you think you're super good at something, doing it while drunk might not be the best idea. I mean, come on, especially pole dancing, like what? Number 1. So there's no denying that this is probably the dumbest injury on the list, but we're gonna cut the boy some slack because he is a kid after all. I mean, yeah, licking a coin to get it clean maybe isn't the smartest thing to do, but everyone does stupid things when they're young, right? You're probably asking yourself why he did it, but it's what happened next that was the problem. The thing is, while he had the coin in his mouth, like on his tongue or whatever, a firework went offside and scared him. The shock was so bad that he swallowed the coin without meaning to, and the next thing you knew, he was in the hospital.
Aaron was at home happily licking the dirt off a pound coin. We know not why.
He was sat on the couch cleaning it in his mouth for some reason, and a firework went off and the pound went boom.
Thankfully, he was okay. I mean, he had a little bit of a stomach ache, but the coin didn't end up anywhere dangerous. Like it avoided his windpipe and his lungs or whatever, and was just sitting inside his stomach waiting to make its way out. That was probably the best result anyone could have hoped for, but I'm guessing what happened once he got home was, well, a little painful. I mean, prune juice, people, prune juice. And there's our video on the top 5 dumbest reasons people went to the hospital. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. I mean, it's totally free and it's awesome. Also, if you want to like, I mean, you don't have to, but I would really appreciate it. Like, it really motivates me to make videos, you know? Like, on a whole, asking for likes for whatever, it just makes me want to make more videos, so I'd appreciate it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.